Welcome to BodyWork.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. Hey. I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked of her, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to your ladies.
Welcome to BodyWork.
Please fasten your seatbelts. I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. Hey. I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked of her, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to your ladies.
Welcome to BodyWork.
Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to BodyWork Boxing. According to this boxing scene, Connor Ben relinquishes boxing license. Charges upheld by BBBOC by the boxing scene staff. Published Wednesday, October 26, 2022 at 1:24 p.m. Wow. The British Boxing Board of Control has announced that welterweight contender Conor Ben has relinquished his license to box, and the misconduct allegations against him have been upheld. Earlier this month, Ben was scheduled to face Chris Eubank Jr. in a catchweight bout, but the contest was eventually called off. The Daily Mail first reported just a few days before the fight was scheduled to take place that Ben had failed a random drug test on September 23rd. Ben tested positive for clomiphene, a known fertility drug for women, but is also used to raise testosterone levels. Will openly prohibit Ben Eubank from moving forward, which led to the cancellation of the entire event. The BBOC released a statement on the matter. Conor Ben was called by the board of the BBOC to attend a hearing to deal with allegations of misconduct pursuant to Rule 25.1.1. The hearing took place on 21st October 2022. On the morning of the hearing, Mr. Ben voluntarily relinquished his license with the BBOC. In accordance with its rules and regulations, the board determined the allegations following the hearing at which Mr. Ben was legally represented. The allegations of misconduct against Mr. Ben were upheld. Yikes. Other than that, these young and coming up fighters, I don't know them like that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's hard. It's what I'm gonna say is challenging. You know what I'm saying? It's challenging for me to try to keep up with him too. But this guy, you know, I could show you some stuff or have you look up some stuff. But this he's gonna be fighting on Saturday. And so you'll get a chance to see him. I've seen him a couple times. You know, I see posts and things like that, but it's not a real big push behind him. Even though I think he's the next up at top rank initially, but I think he got next overall because everybody always throwing around all these names, but nobody is saying his name, and he's pretty much respectful because he's a smart young man. But this dude is a big problem. So I don't know. But what's been going on in your boxing mind though? What you been on here lately? You know what's been going on? What are the tea leaves saying?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm just really disappointed that we didn't get the Spence and the Bud fight this year. I'm really disappointed on that because all signs were showing that it was going to happen. And the reason why I say that is when Bud left Top Rank and he got rid of Bob Earl, to me that was an indicator that he was ready to cross on the other side of the street in terms of letting somebody else promote this fight other than Bob Earl. So when that happened, I say, okay, we're going to get this fight now because
one of the main problems in this fight is Bob Earl. You know, trying to negotiate with Al Heyman to try to have some kind of working agreement. Because that's always difficult when you got two promoters that want a piece of a fight. So when Bud said, listen, I'm away from Bob Earl, I'm ready to get this fight done, I thought it really was going to happen. But, you know, we all know what Spence wants because he made it clear. I want to clear up my side of the street, which means every fighter that is willing to work with PBC, which is Al Heyman, every fighter that was willing to do that, he did his part. He cleared up his side of the street. Now it's only one strap left, and he made it clear. I'm coming to get that. I want Terrence Crawford. I'm gonna take his motherfucking strap too. You know, man. And you know, these are the words that he did this in the middle of the ring after the you guys fight.
And see me. Look, this is wow. I'm just really enjoying. I'm enjoying hearing you. You know, I'm enjoying hearing you because he made it crystal clear. And see me. One of the things about when I watch boxing, I like the ceremonial part of it. And part of the ceremony is like when you're courting a champion or it's a big fight, like in historically, it is a thing to go to someone's fight. It is the one to say because that's a moment. Because if that fight happened next, they can go back to that footage. They can use that. You know what I'm saying? They could just, it was a whole experience. So the protocol is you go, and then when you get in the ring, you know, after you win, you say who you want next, or you do whatever. Now, on this part, Earl went and did what he needed to do with Ugas. Much respect to Ugas for getting the job done against. Much respect to Ugas for getting the job done against Pacquiao, who Keith Thurman underestimated. So shout out to Ugas, respect to Ugas, right? But Earl got in that ring, and he said what he said, what you just said, right? And that's the ceremonial part, because that's what everybody wanted. So it's like when he do what he said he do with all those hiccups. And then, you know, the little, the hiccups that he had in his career, and then he got, you know what I'm saying, he got that third one, and he did exactly what he said. So I'm listening to a lot of people, and I'm like, man, this is one of them things, perception versus reality, because everybody keeps giving the other side the benefit of the doubt. And I keep saying, man, like where were you guys all of these times when we gave him the benefit of the doubt in each one of these situations? And now we don't get it this year. And I'm going to give it back to you, but I want to ask you this. And then you can have it all, because I'm done after this giving my opinion on this, you know, but... I'm done after this giving my opinion on this, you know, but the biggest loser in this whole situation is Derrick James. Derrick James could have went down in history, possibly. We're just saying, if everything lined up for Mr. Derrick James, he could have made history and had two undisputed champions at 147 and then at 154. And all signs, just like you said, all signs or all the energy was leading to that he was going to be able to accomplish that. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's thinking about that. They're thinking about one guy with one strap. And I've never heard so many people be so excited about somebody making $10 million when you could have made, who knows what you could have made. You have everybody in the palm of your hands, and you chose to look the other way. And what do you think about, like, you know, you can mix in Derrick James, but like, I'm gonna let you have it. Like, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, I'm gonna just listen, because I'm tired of giving my opinion, and I really value yours, because you know you love boxing, and I'm gonna get it from a seasoned double retired veteran, role model, citizen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to know.
I'm going to tell you like this. You know, with Derrick James and the tremendous work he has done with Spence and what he's done with Charlo, okay? Right now, this one man, Terrence Crawford, is impeding the progress that he's trying to make. Because with both of his fighters, he wants both of his fighters to move up. Now, he wants Spence to move up after he fights Bud. And in Spence moving up, that means he wants Charlo to move up too, to make way for Spence, because he don't want both of these fighters to have to fight each other. Now, Bud is holding up two fighters from moving up.
What in the world going on with my audio? He was cooking though. I don't know why they want to go and do me like that. Why you want to go and do me like
this?
that?
You know, with Derrick James and the tremendous work he has done with Spence and what he's done with Charlo, okay? Right now, this one man, Terrence Crawford, is impeding the progress that he's trying to make. Because with both of his fighters, he wants both of his fighters to move up. Now, he wants Spence to move up after he fights Bud. And in Spence moving up, that means he wants Charlo to move up too, to make way for Spence. Because he don't want both of these fighters to have to fight each other. Now, Bud is holding up two fighters from moving up. He's in the way of Charlo. Charlo wants to move up to make room for Spence. But he don't want Spence to really move up until there's unfinished business with Crawford. And then Crawford makes, in the midst of this fight coming up or trying to be made, he makes the outrageous comment of, if I don't fight Spence, then I'm moving up and I'm gonna fight Charlo. Where in the world did this big leap come from? You got unfinished business at the welterweight division. Why would you even threaten a challenge with Charlo? To me, that's a challenge he knows is not going to happen right now. So why is he even saying that? I mean, why would he even want to dump Earl to fight Charlo? Charlo has already said, I'm looking to move to the next division. I don't understand Bud's philosophy in all of this. The man he needs to fight is Earl Spence. Now, if you get by Spence and you come away with a win, then you have every right to say, okay, I want Charlo now. How you every right to say, okay, I want Charlo now? How you gonna go to Charlo and you got unfinished business with Spence?
For me, it's even bigger than that. Look, man, if you seen this, let's just say Caleb Plant would have did this last year when Ginger was on his tour for Undisputed. Let's say Ginger would have pulled this move and went and fought somebody that you gotta Google. You need Google Translator to find like this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if he would have did that? So you really think now, Charlo? You gotta respect Jermell Charlo, and nobody respects what he says, which is crazy to me because he's supreme right now. He is supreme right now in my book. He went and got all them straps one by one. It was a controversial decision. He came back and stopped his man. So in the decision loss to Tony Harrison, all due respect to Tony Harrison, in the decision loss to Tony Harrison, all due respect to Tony Harrison, in the decision loss, in the controversial decision, he lost. He waited. Tony Harrison, had an injury. He had to wait. He came back. He stopped Tony Harrison. Same thing with Castano. Fight could have went either way. I wouldn't argue with anybody if they picked one on that one. I have reasoning to say okay, yes, to both sides. Either way, he goes right back. These guys are not going to go fight nobody else. He goes right back. And he stops Castano. He came out and told Bud, listen, go, you got business with Spence. Everybody was saying, oh man, Charlo's scared. Like, who is supreme?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is perception versus reality, and people don't like to hear the truth. Who is supreme? Because he went down there and got a preemie belt down at 140. So the fact that he could even think he can go to 154, meaning that he would drain himself down and out of his own mouth, he was saying he would go days at a time without eating to make that weight. And they say Spence was the weight bully. I'm like, man, do y'all even... A lot of people just like to really just... They like to just... It'd be hard for me to listen to him after this because it's like you all are one of them people, man, that in real life, out here in these streets, if your same philosophy was like that, people would be reaching their hands in your pockets. Going in your car in front of your face. Oh no, man, I'm just checking your gas levels. I'm just checking your fuel. Because that's not reality. The reality is these things are true. And I don't think that it would be fair to Charlo. I don't even think it would really be fair to Earl, other than Earl is something that Earl want that undisputed. That he know that's his legacy. And it's selfish to me. And do you think they really want to deal with him acting like this? Like, if he did this to Spence when he got him all, him going up and all this with Charlo, how long would that take? What kind of moves would he do? He gonna go get with this new company that I don't even want to speak on them. But I feel how you feel. And I'm just like, man, this is these other things to be happy about in boxing, but this one was like, this week has been crazy with all this, man. I just had to hear from you, and I didn't even know that was on your mind, but
listen, I'm gonna tell you the way I see it. For Bud to say, if I don't get the Spence fight, I want to fight Charlo. To me, not only is that that's an insult to three people. The way I look at it, that's an insult first to Spence. Because why would you want to move from this division when there's unfinished business with me? Now, That's an insult also to Derek James, because he manages Spence and he manages Charlo. Why would you dump, in my viewpoint, my number one man in your division to come after somebody that's not even in your weight class? And to know that I train both of these fighters is an insult to me, and it's an insult to Charlo, because I'm not even in your weight class. Look, you need to fight my stablemate. And if Charlo was to take the fight with him, then that's a conflict of interest that involves all three fighters. It is a conflict with Spence, it's a conflict with James, and it's creating a conflict with Charlo. So to me, to make that statement is outrageous, because you have been told and you believe that you are pound for pound the best fighter in the world. Look, many people say pound for pound he's the best, but as far as I'm concerned, I question even if he's the best at the welterweight. That can only be proven if you fight Spence.
You have to. You have to. You have to question that. You have to. Because it's not like you went and said, all right, let me go handle Boots. Let me go ahead and knock all this, you know what I'm saying? Because that, if you was really, listen, if I was big dog and I thought that anybody from 47 to 54 I could slap to sleep, I would call, hey, young pup, come, hey, front center, let me get this tune up with the young pup. Let me get this tune up with the young pup, and then let me get in there with the big fish. If you were going to avoid the big fish. But Polynesian sauce? Like, really? But the scary part is, he's so stubborn. Sometimes he'll actually engage with this dude, and this dude might connect on Bud's chin. I'm not going to even lie, because in every fight, barring the Sean Porter was, you know what I'm saying, piecing him, but he ain't yank him, you know what I'm saying? He ain't yank him, but in every fight with some of these guys, he has been touched. So this dude, see, this is why I have him in my age well game. This is why I said this was Ghost Protocol, and I have him in my age well game. This is why this is all these things that I recorded about him. They're not aging very well. And anybody in my series in the age well games, I'm right. So I'm telling you, if this thing, look, he think this cute for 10 million, but what if he go over there and get 10 million, and then Buddy, if he go over there and get 10 million, and then Buddy, just by, like, what if Buddy really hurt him? Like, what if he really hurt Bud?
What if
This dude, he done slapped to sleep the dude, so not only is it a risk that this dude might actually hurt Bud, right? But if he don't look devastatingly good, what if he don't look devastatingly good? What if he don't look like number one pound for pound? What would you say to that?
like Canelo?
Listen, I already had reservations with the welterweight division, because with Bud being proclaimed pound for pound the best, when it comes to a match between him and Spence, I have already said in my viewpoint, the way I look at it, he is not the A side coming into a fight with Spence. He's not the A side. I look at Spence as being the A side due to the fact that he has 3 straps at that division and is making an attempt to unify. So, yes, the boxing world gives Bud a bunch of praise, but he is not the most dominant figure in the welterweight division because Spence owns 3 of the straps and trying to unify. So the way I look at it, I consider Spence the A side in this fight. I really do. I consider him the A side. Bud has been listening to so much of the media and his own publicity that he fails to recognize he is only 1/3 of what the welterweight division is. Only
1/4. He meant to say 1/4.
1/3 of what the welterweight division
is 1/4
is all about. The other 3/4 is Spence because he owns those straps. So, what is his problem? I mean, there's only one thing that could make me believe what Bud doing is correct.
What's that, big dog?
What Bud doing is correct.
YouTube don't want to let him get it out.
If there is a deeper insight into this plot, which you had mentioned, is this by plan to do this, to make this purse bigger in 2023? I mean, are those that pull the strings, is this a calculation they looking at for 2023? If it is, it's something much deeper than the average boxing fan can calculate.
Right.
I'm the average boxing fan.
And I'm not even going to try to calculate.
I want to see this fight now. But you mentioned all these purse strings being...
Man, he cooking.
All these purse strings being juggled for something in 2023. I can't see that. As a fan,
old head cooking or what? Is he cooking?
I can see what's put
Leave
before
a comment
me
if he's cooking right now. Leave a
and the
comment
fight
if
with
he's cooking.
Spence and Bud, the way I see it, was supposed to happen in 2022. It's beyond my pay scale to even think that this is a calculation being made for 2023. I can't see it because it's above my pay grade.
I mean, and the only reason why is because I'm taking a roll out of everybody else's book. Everybody that I comment, everybody that I talk to this about, there's always some what if. What if? Well, what if Bud was blah blah blah? I'm like, do you want me to go down the long laundry list and we're going to say that every time and we're always giving him the benefit of the doubt? Why are we always giving him the benefit of the doubt? And what's 10 million? Because that's everybody. That's what everybody keeps saying. I'm like, okay, that's great. That's great that he's getting that. That's excellent for the bank account. But the tea leaves are saying that it was more than that. So I'm like, I don't understand the logic. I try to, unlike everybody else, I try to keep the same energy. Like Errol Spence said, I try to keep the same energy. So if we look back at last year, if we look back at earlier this year, everybody had their foot on Cambosis, who had all the belts.
He had all the belts.
Who had all the belts to do something with Devin. It was almost like Devin was chasing him around, and he had one strap. And everybody was saying, you gotta fight him. You gotta fight him. And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, he got 3 of them, and he just won. I mean, the right thing to do would be, since it's a missing piece, for him to unify. But if he does or he doesn't, these champions like Canelo, who made what you said earlier possible, going up to another division when you got unfinished business. Let's thank Ginger for doing that. That's who set that trend and made it acceptable. Because I hear people saying that too.
Canelo set that trend.
I hear people saying that too. But in this situation, just think about it. This was not too long ago. Everybody had their foot on Kambosos' neck to fight Devin. And he had that one strap.
Yeah, one strap.
He had that one strap.
Yeah, one strap.
Right? So I look forward and I'm like, okay, I look back again. I say, okay, well, when Ginger had the 3 and he went on his tour,
Gotta let me cook, YouTube.
everybody had their foot on Caleb Plant's neck saying, oh man, you gotta come on in. He was just saying, look, I want 10 million. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't reasonable because, that was reasonable because of the numbers that Canelo was getting. Canelo was getting like 50, 60 million, something like that. Plus whatever, you know what I'm saying? Rights and all this crazy stuff. And he said, I just want a proper camp. And everybody was saying, what you stalling for? Canelo, with all them straps, actually walked away. And everybody said, oh man, he could do that. Yeah, he could do that because, you know, he is the cash cow. He is the cash cow. He could do that. You know what I'm saying? And then when he came back to the table, they were like, yeah, Caleb Plant better be thankful he got the 10 million and this and that. And he need to be because his resume don't. And it was all about the straps. But now, in this present day and time, when I bring up that Earl Spence did, just like you said, he said, I'm going to clean up my side of the street. The ones that take the easier deals, not the easier fights. Everybody want to emphasize, I want to take the easier deals, meaning business-wise, meaning we can sit down at the table and we can sit down at the table and we're going to actually fight one day. Not on Twitter, not on Facebook, not on the gram. We were actually going to sit down at a table. You're going to make some bread. I'm going to make some bread. We're going to put on you know what I'm saying? And we're going to get it on for these straps. And here we are in present day. And everybody ain't keeping the same energy. Everybody got an excuse or a way, or they want to be passive now. Look, I don't even care no more. I don't even care what Bud do. Now they just dismissive like, no, that's not y'all. That's not the same energy, man.
It's not.
Nobody out here is really keeping it 100. You are the first one. You are the first one. You are the first one that I've heard keep it 10 times 10.
Listen, when Spence said that I'm going to clean up my side of the street and then I'm coming for Bud, okay? We all know that. But guess what? He cleaned up his side of the street and went through some tremendous...
Come on, YouTube. Come on.
Tremendous adversity to continue to try to make his mark the way he said it. He came through that car accident. Then he came through the detached retina. With all the controversy that he had to deal with in order to clean up his side of the street, he did it under tremendous physical restraints that he had to encounter. And he persevered and he continued to do it. And he did all of this because he wanted to fulfill what he said he was going to do. And throughout everything he went through, throughout everything he went through, he was able to do it. And he was able to do it in convincing form. And now, for Bud not to come through with everything, I don't know what Bud is gaining from this. Not unless this is some sort of calculated strings by those that run the purse strings. Because what more could you ask from Spence through what he has gone through and where he stands right now? This man has shown to be a true gladiator. And when I say gladiator, I mean regardless to how you try to stop this man and what has been put before him, he still has persevered. This man is a warrior in that welterweight division, and it only needs to be capped off.
That's it.
And it
Come on, YouTube.
only needs to be capped off with him getting that last strap. And he has dedicated everything to trying to get this done. In spite of the injuries that he sustained, he still persevered. So, as far as the welterweight division go, the way I view it, Spence is the A side, not Bud.
Yeah, I mean that's to me that was, I thought that was understood. I don't know. I mean we operate. I guess we operate on a different set of boxing principles. Which I mean, if that's, it's just refreshing to hear somebody outside myself, kind of keep everything the same. But let me ask you this though: have you ever seen anything like this in the past? Like something I might have forgot about before? Do you recall something like this?
I have never seen an individual that indicated that the reason why this fight never came off is because of his promoter. Bud said that Erm could not get him the fight he wanted. So the only fight that I could think that he wanted, that he was saying that Bob Erm couldn't get, is the fight with Spence. He got everything else. Now, in order to unify, you've got to fight Spence. So he made it seem like Erm couldn't get him this fight.
Yeah, he made it
So he departed ways with Erm.
That was the logic behind it at the time.
Departing ways, it almost said that now since you are out the way, I'm going to now get the fight that I want. You couldn't do it. I'm getting rid of you. I'm going to get this fight now. Only get this fight now. Only to, I mean, it is so mind-boggling that I'm almost a loss for words. You did everything you needed to get this fight done. And once you perpetuated yourself in a position to get the fight don't happen. So who do we blame now? I'm almost lost for words. That's why just a few moments, I just paused. Because I don't know what to say that would make it right for Bud to do what he's doing. I don't understand it. Unless, of course, there is a bigger plan that's made by those who pull the strings that I'm just not privy to understand at the level of understanding that I have in boxing and what I thought was going to happen. I am lost for words.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, yeah. Like boxing heartbreak, man. Like boxing to have you, man. Boxing to have you on cloud 9, and then it'll break your heart, man. That's why you gotta be, you can't. This sport ain't for the. So yeah, my old head K, he was cooking, man, and I couldn't disagree with anything that he said. I was at the same loss of words that he was. When when it was confirmed that Bud actually took that fight, everybody I've been having dialogue, and a lot of the people I've been seeing having conversations about Bud and Spence, they keep giving Bud the benefit of the doubt. With the long track record of every questionable decision that led up to us actually getting Bud versus Polynesian, they gave him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, here it is. You got Errol Spence, who has 3 belts. Like my old head said, he said he's faced adversity after adversity, 2 major adversities, almost career ending. He faced those things, came back, joked about whether or not he was going to stop Ugas, stops Ugas medically for that 3rd strap, gets in the ring and says, Bud, I'm coming for you, and does exactly what he said he was actually going to do. So I don't really get it. I don't really get how we always give him benefit of the doubt. I don't really get, I mean, I know that it's a finger pointing contest going on, and I think Bud and Bomac are actually winning the finger pointing contest because the court of public perception gives Bud the leeway to say and do any and everything. He gets all the credit for it during the time in real time, only to, in hindsight, get exposed. So this is the season finale of Soft Touch season. I just wanted to close out on the Bud-Spence. I think that Derrick James is the biggest loser in that whole situation. He could have been 2-time undisputed coach with a champion at 54 with all the belts and a champion at 47 with all the belts, who went by one and stone collected. And I can't help but think that Bud and how he plans and how strategic he is, because you can't tell me that he had any intentions on actually fighting Errol Spence. Nobody can prove that to me. All they can say is a what if, or play devil's advocate on it, or do that other side of the fence, or stand on the fact that they think Bud would actually win. That's not the question whether or not he would win. The question is whether or not he ever really wanted to fight him. And his actions said that he never really wanted to fight him. As late as yesterday, and I was trying not to listen to all the tea leaves. As late as yesterday, I heard that from November, when he got done with Sean Porter, he realistically didn't start talking to Earl about a fight until June. I just saw that on another channel yesterday. So I let people do all that leg work and stuff like that. When I really want to get down to some numbers, especially inside the ring, that's really when I really do all my leg work. But I look at articles, I read the tea leaves, I look at and I identify the credibility of the sources when I make these decisions. And if I decide to ever go off on a rant, it don't be coming from anywhere. It's because I see the stuff in real time. I call it out in real time. I catch the flack in real time. Everybody else get the praise in real time. And then in hindsight, they come back with yeah, man, we knew that the whole time. It's like, no, well, you got to take down some videos because you on record lying, man. giving this man all the benefit of the doubt, and all he really doing is holding up the welterweight division. He's holding up anybody that's going to fight on that undercard who might be next up. He has Boots waiting, Stanionis waiting, Virgil waiting. It's a long list of people that he never wanted to fight. And it's so crazy that this company, what we know about financial solvency, I'm not saying whether they are or aren't, just come in and just have this big bag. And it's acceptable because it's the money. I always tell people, be careful what you co-sign when it comes down to the money. Be careful what you co-sign when it comes down to you saying blah, 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 and then justify with, oh, but he getting that bag, because it is very clear, just like with that content creator who got exposed for being attached to the Bud, deal, the one who was, doing it really just to feed their family. I knew that the organization that he was a part of was never going to say anything. I knew that they were going to co-sign it. Why? Because at the end of the day, they justified it with the fact that that man made money. Not that he misled the fans, not that he had his hands. If this was a criminal charge, let's just say hypothetically, if that were a criminal charge, that would be aiding and abetting a criminal. So he aided and abetting Bud to go do that deal. And that said, oh, okay, well, that's behind everybody's back because he acted clueless. And then said he bumped into, it's kind of hard to bump into somebody at a 7-Eleven. It's kind of hard to bump into somebody at a 7-Eleven. It's like, wow, the odds of you and them being there. And then Bud, for it to be Bud, you just bump into him. When I heard that, I was like, wow. I heard that secondary information because I haven't been over there, and I went in almost a year and a half. I stopped going. When the historian left and the historian was no longer a part of it, I was gone. That was the best part. He could actually talk, just like my old head, how they talk about that boxing and styles and how they were there and they seen the eras and they see then versus now. That was the best. That was like the salt of that show to me. After that, it's saying and doing anything for a bag. Now you see him aiding the abetting Bud and getting the deal, and okay, it's another black man that got a contract, another black man feeding his family, if that's the rhetoric we want to use. Because I thought we should be proud of everybody. The 9-to-5ers. Seem like the 9-to-5ers get shitted on because they have 9-to-5s and they don't have real businesses, but 9-to-5ers are the lifeblood of the whole society and everything. So I don't know how that works, but I knew there was going to be no backlash. I knew there was going to be no justification. I want to know how Spence feel about it. I really want to know how Spence feel about that. You got a member of this organization who ain't going to get no correction. He ain't going to get called to the front of the congregation. He going to get a pat in the back for actually making a deal. Make that make sense. To me, that's counterproductive. That's counterproductive. That's like the story of Odysseus when he got over there. Was that Odysseus? Oh, yeah, and the wife, and how the wife would, she said she would marry one of the suitors as soon as the blanket was done, so she would sew all day and then spend all night instead of sleeping undoing what she done sewed during the day to hold off the suitors. Well, Earl was suiting. And Blue Blood was acting like he wanted the best to fight the best. So how did he act like he was wanting the best to fight the best? And he was aiding and abetting him, his person of interest, all of a sudden, in actually getting a deal that wasn't the best fighting the best. But they'll say, man, we just want the best fight the best. And I realized that a lot of that shit is they're not boxing channels. I was commenting on this earlier. It's like they're like the TMZ of boxing. So if you want a little razzle dazzle, you might get a jewel or two. You might be told to go get your CDL or, go get your license or go get your real estate license or become a certified chef. You might get that. You might get a little humor. You might get a little ha-ha, you know what I'm saying? But you're really not going to get no boxing. You're really going to get people that just talk about boxing. So if one of them to break into the deal, to them, that's a win because somebody from that organization was actually, they can use the credit to say, we got people in this organization that broker deals. They can get you a deal. So it's all about money, man. But I say, hey,
We gotta be careful with the things that we say and do for money, man. We gotta be careful, man, because look, Jake Paul, he can generate a bag for real boxers. He's never fought a real boxer, but that same organization renders and reasons him being the face of boxing. He's the face of boxing to that organization. That's what they came out and said. Why? Because he generates the biggest bag. Not the fact that he ever fought a real boxer, but because he generates the biggest bag. That's the season finale, man. I just wanted to cook on the Bud-Spence, situation. Everybody was brokenhearted. Everybody was at a loss for words when it came down to that fight actually not happening. And everybody had a lot to say. I didn't even know. I think this was like Wednesday or Thursday. I think this was like Wednesday or Thursday. Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. When I talked to my old head and I just asked him, I said, man, what's been on your boxing mind? And you can hear him in the loss for words, and you can hear how, he was really trying to wrap his mind around why we didn't get that fight. And let's say the fight is next year. That's not the point. A lot of us wanted that fight this year. We knew that when Bud took the stance in November, when he got pushed and pulled and dragged into that fight where it almost went to purse bid, and it got done, and that deal got done in the final hour. We were looking at Bud like, okay, so you're going to do that deal in November. So then when Spence get it on with Ugas, you're going to go ahead and fight the winner, and we'll get a undisputed at 47. It would have been so good because we got it at 54. We got it at 40. At 35, and we could have got it at 47. We had been got it at 40 with Taylor. So we knew that, okay, that's what going to be the plan, but we didn't know it was going to be a tune-up, but we reasoned that if it was going to be a tune-up, it would have been between November and the time when you actually signed the contract. So as soon as you sign the contract, you can get into the camp and everybody can take off and head to the starting line so we can go ahead and get this, this fight that everybody been waiting for years. We endured the whole 5-year lie and how everybody been lying. That's a big lie. Again, I reiterate that when Ray Flores was asking Earl Spence about Danny Garcia calling him out for the last 2 years, Earl Spence was like, hold on, we got to stop the cap. Ain't nobody been calling me out for the last 2 years. That's when he fought Danny. So this 5 years I've been waiting on Spence slide, as everybody perpetuate or let slide or ignore when people say it, that is a lie. Anybody that's telling you that is a lie. If you sit around listening to people that's telling you that means you like to be lied to. This might not be the channel or the live for you. We all about the truth. That's a lie. That's a lie. At the time, Bud was chasing Manny Pacquiao. Before that, Bud was claiming that he was chasing Keith Thurman. What Keith Thurman did and the injuries and all that, and how he had the 2 belts and how he underestimated Pacquiao and all that. But mind you, Bud and his team are on record saying that they chose not to sign the Manny Pacquiao fight. Why would that have been a good thing? If he would have signed the Manny Pacquiao fight and beat Manny Pacquiao, he then would have had 2 belts. He would have had his 2 belts, and then Earl would have came to the table with his 2 belts. The IBF and the WBC. So Bud would have had the WBA and the WBO. And that fight could have happened. 2-2. No leverage, 50-50, whatever one, everything half down the middle. You couldn't argue with that. That didn't happen. He walked away from the Manny Pacquiao deal. Ugas took on the challenge and did very well against Manny Pacquiao. He beat Manny Pacquiao up. Pacquiao wound up going to retire. He was actually looking to become, into the political game and be a major player over there, like he was already on his way to doing in some of the things he was already doing. That was it. Bud chose not to do that. Not even to fight Ugas, not to do that. Because he could have said, all right, well, cool, I'm going to take care of Ugas. He didn't do that. He waited around, put all that pressure, saying that he was really in the runnings to fight along with Virgil, Boots, Keith Thurman, all of these fighters. He didn't do that. And now everybody's making excuses for this man walking away and fighting Polynesian sauce.
Season finale, man. Soft touch season. I'm gonna transition into the Lomachenko and Jamaine Ortiz. Man, Forbes actually has Lomachenko being the favorite. This article I'm looking at. Vasily Lomachenko versus Jamaine Ortiz. Lomachenko is a big favorite, but there's some value on Ortiz if you think he can pull off the upset. So they're saying it's an upset. I said this was his former sparring partner, and Forbes, in this Forbes magazine right here, this Forbes article, is saying that if he can pull off the upset. So they already saying if Ortiz can pull off the upset. Lomachenko is a minus 2,000, meaning that you got to bet $2,000 to win $100, while Ortiz is a plus 900 underdog. So that means you can put up $100, get your 900, and then get your 100 back. What does that say? Now, I know it's his sparring partner. I know that Lomachenko is looking at this guy like a soft touch, because they say it's a soft touch, a get back, a tune up. And I have videos in my 5 myths in boxing. It might be the first or the second series where I say there is no such thing as a soft touch. There isn't. There's matchmaking and people who maneuver. This is a maneuvering tactic under the premise that he went away to the war and had to fight and defend his country, which we respect, but that he had this hard time and now he needs to come back with something soft or something tune-up-ish. And they chose Jamaine Ortiz. Skill-wise, I'm not sure. I do know this. Jamaine Ortiz can go back and look at 2 blueprints on how to beat Lomachenko. He can look at the blueprint left by Orlando Salido, which means you put constant pressure, you stay in front of him, you dig to the body, and you be opportunistic to the top. You have to put water in the basement to stop all that lateral movement, all that side to side. He does a lot of magicianry where he move a whole lot, and he's really only going to put power on certain punches that he throw. Lots of combinations, varying up the speeds, using his lateral movement, pivoting out from different angles that you wouldn't typically see. That's what he does. He's a magician at that. He can rock you to sleep. That's why it's like a bull versus a matador type situation all the time. Even though he's a pressure fighter, southpaw, he does have great footwork. But there are 2 blueprints on how to beat him. And then we also seen where Mr. Gary Russell Jr. dropped him with a body head on the right side of Lomachenko. So Lomachenko can be beat. We also see Tio made him put his hands in his pockets for the first 7 rounds. A lot of people try to come back and be revisionist historians talking about how Loma really beat, or he would have really, and why he didn't take the rematch and all this shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff. The reality of the matter is Lomachenko put his hands in his pockets for the first 7 rounds because he knew that Tio had power. He came on late, but late in the game, he actually headbutted Teofimo Lopez, and I think Teofimo Lopez, in that right before the that final 30 seconds, was getting ready to try to stop Lomachenko because he had him in trouble. Go back and watch the fight. Don't take my word for it. Just do your homework. Don't take my word for it. Do some homework, because I do body work. And I think that they looking at this man like a soft touch. Well, I think just like Venezuela, Ryu, he was actually looking for the juggernaut. I call him the juggernaut, and Isaac Cruz. He ran up on my man De Los Santos, who came in on a day's notice, they say, and he got the he got pieced up out of nowhere. You know, overlooking your opponent. Hopefully Lomachenko ain't overlooking his opponent. Hopefully he's not going to cause a lot of people to lose money. But right now, if you put $100 down on Jamaine Ortiz, you can win $900. If you got $100 to spare, it wouldn't be a bad bet, because Jamaine Ortiz got to know that this is the biggest fight in his career to date. And if he can stop Lomachenko, he can upset everything. Just like Kambosos fighting Tio. He could upset everything. That's why I'm pulling for Jamaine Ortiz, skill-wise, and whether I think he can win or not. I think that he has more than a puncher's chance. But given these odds, I don't think that they're favoring him to win. Me personally, I say anything is possible. So what I think is going to happen is Loma knows something from sparring. He's going to exploit it from his experience, just like Deontay Wilder knew something from sparring, and he exploited it in Helenius, with Helenius lunging forward, his upper torso past his knees, no balance, chin out in the air, got hit. Bop! It was over. 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Will it be that fast? No. Because Jamaine Ortiz is a young, hungry dog. I can't help but think that the same logic that Deontay Wilder had against Helenius is going to be the same logic that Lomachenko has against Jamaine Ortiz, in that he's going to use something that he saw in sparring, and he's going to try it. Hopefully, Jamaine Ortiz is going to rise to the occasion, upset the apple cart, flip over the table, and, run away with everything. Because he can really shake up the division if he do that. Because in all actuality, even though Lomachenko lost to Salido and lost to Teofimo Lopez, everybody questioned Teofimo Lopez and still uphold Lomachenko as the greatest fighter in the world. I don't. I respect his skill set. I think that if you're average, or if you're not aggressive enough, or you don't know how to make enough adjustments, and maybe if you have maybe a physical advantage or two over him, like, natural speed or a reach that you know how to use, or better, quicker footwork like a Shakur, better defense like Shakur, more power, more opportunistic, a better chin like Tank, then you can definitely beat Lomachenko. So I'm not really leaning one way or the other. I'm pulling for Jamaine Ortiz. I want him to upset the game. This would be the combination of soft touch season. But just like I said when I was talking about it, when I talked about soft touch season, I was talking about Wilder versus Helenius, sparring partner, talking about Devin versus Kambosos, when we saw what happened in the first fight, and Kambosos was just, he had a brilliant night against T.O., and he really didn't have the skill set to deal with Devin, but Devin didn't knock him out. I was looking for Devin to stop him or knock him out. So it was a soft touch. And now this is the conclusion with Lomachenko and Jamaine Ortiz. I like the way he was talking in the weigh-in. I like the way he was looking. They both were looking sharp in the weigh-in. And maybe Jamaine Ortiz can get the job done. Just maybe Jamaine Ortiz can get the job done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look and see where we at on the DAZN fights. Let me see. I was doing it before I actually started, but I'm about to see where we at on the DAZN fights and see if I'm gonna go ahead and start calling some and see what happens. This is the Taylor versus Carbajal fight. This is the Taylor Carbajal. So Mary Ramiro. So we got a fighter coming to the ring on DAZN. And the crowd sound good in there. So Dave Diamante up there, I'm talking about. I need to be able to see if I can put my phone up. So they up there in London, England. So yeah, so David Diamante just, he going over the little initials, he just talking about the sanctioned bodies and who is sanctioned by and Bob Logis and all that, so we about to get it on. So he introducing the judges. Oliver Breen, Giuseppe Quantarone, and Daniel Vanderweer. Those are the 3 judges. Jan Christensen from Denmark is the referee in this event. This is a 10-rounder. I'm not keeping the score on this one. You know what I'm saying? It's too much boxing on for me to get started with that, but I'm going to go ahead and call this one. So it's Ellie Scottney. She 5-0. She from Catford, London. She got her navy blue Nike joint. Nice little unit, nice little, business joint. You know what I'm saying? She look like she ain't playing. My man King, be talking about Ellie, man. He likes some Ellie Scottney. So, yeah, we about to see what she do. I said today was a treat, man. These are things that we get excited about when it comes to boxing, man. Like, because these women, man, they don't be playing, man. They be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? This girl looks serious. She doing them. Mary Romero. She got 8 wins, 2 losses, 2 KOs. She's from Murcia, Spain. Yeah. Super bantamweight champ. They actually look like they about to bang. Bang. So they getting ready to get started, y'all. Seconds out. They meet in the ring. They both throw jabs, so they squaring up. Everybody sizing each up. We got Orthodox versus Orthodox. I see Marino, she look a little wide in her punches. Scottney right there. Good pivot, good step work, good hand work. Ramiro came in with a counter. Man, Scottney looks sharp, man. Her combinations are sharp. They just doing the jab. Uh-oh. They both tried to exchange rights. So, uh-oh. She caught Marino coming in with the left-right hooks. So, yeah, it looked like Mary a little off balance. She leaned over a little bit. Up. Oh, nice little overhand left from Ramiro. Nice another little overhead left and a little slight head clash. They just had a head clash now. So back to the jab festival. Now it's a good exchange. They in the clinch now. Ramiro almost have her in a headlock. They tied up. Scottney punching out of the clinch and she's getting admonished for that. Now they back at it again. They squaring up now. Scottney pumping the jab. Ramiro faking like she's gonna go with the left hook. Nope. She faking that punch. You better stop faking like that. Oh, it's coming with a wild, crazy right. She trying to do that slapping wild right. She gonna try to come out of nowhere, a la Danny Garcia style. She really trying to land that joint. That no look left. That's what they call it. She trying to slap her with that joint. She do that with both sides though. Scottney just stand pose, cutting off the ring. She coming in with the lead right hook. Pumping the jab. Now they just sizing each other up. They trying to get in. They measuring each other. It's a fill-out round. Fill-out round. Nice little exchange, but nothing flush, nothing, clear. They get broken up by the ref. Slight little change of jab and a 1-2. And that's the end of one. We got one round in the books with Eli Scottney and Mary Romero, and they going to commercial. I got that link up. I got that link up because I know somebody ain't going, you know what I'm saying? Somebody not like, you know, somebody might want to get some smoke, but we in the corner. It seems like a long break right here. So they getting ready to come out now. So round 2 starts now. So they just doing the jab festival again. Scotty looks sharp and patient and poised. She just right there, man. She look very patient, man. She keep that right hand up for the most part. So they just exchanging a couple jabs, couple hooks. Ain't nothing major. Romero kind of wild, but if she ever land one of them, like she might have a little bit of power. I think Scotty's just disciplined enough to avoid that. But I see her going to the body with the jab. Scotty is. Marrero, she's trying to count him when she can, but she's just a little bit wild. She's like a mugger because she's trying to like grab her by the head and mug her in the body. You know what I'm saying? She is trying to get to that body work. Got to give her some credit for that. Uh-oh. A sneaky right hand by Romero in on Scotty. Scotty coming in with the left now. She want to get her get back. She got it too. She hit her. Man, she using her feints now. She's showing her footwork now. She getting in her stance. She trying to, you know what I'm saying? She just stretching out them legs. She getting ready to start tweaking now. She going to the body in the clinch. Romero trying to stand her ground and let her know, hey, I ain't going nowhere, man. I'm not going to let you dominate me. So, but see that wild right. That's why they keep clashing heads. Because she put her head down and just swing for the fences. That's a bad habit by Romero. I think Scotty getting a little frustrated. She jabbed her on the breakup, pushed her. See, Morrell come in with her head in like that. That's dangerous, man. But hey, if Scotty can actually make an adjustment, what she can do is when she come in with her head like that, she can take a slight step back and she got anything she wants. She can come underneath with the up. You know what I'm saying? She can step back with the hook. You know, it's so many options because she just blindly just putting her head down and just coming over the top with something crazy either side. They showing Katie Taylor. Now she coming in. Katie Taylor looks solid, man. She got a daggone. Her neck look like shit. Her shit look like mine and shit. She be training, boy. Man, that means she got some power, boy. They back in it. They back at it in the third right now. Sizing each other up still. Scotty just being patient. Cutting off the ring. Standing in front of Romero. Scotty just waiting and being patient and just being more crispy. Romero coming in with the wild stuff and she touching her, but it ain't landing flush. If it land flush, it might be bad news, but it's just too wild. If she was a little bit more composed with how she throwing them punches, Romero might have more success, but she throws some wild punches. So during the break, I'm gonna see if I can get my stand. I can put my phone up on the stand. That way I don't gotta hold it. I'm gonna try to see if I can do that. So ain't nothing really going on right now. Just a little small exchanges. Scotty just way more sharper because when she shoot her shot, it land and she get back in her stance and she back on defense. She's very sharp, very precision. Like she looked like a veteran with only 5 fights in. She looked crispy. I don't know if it's Mary and her defense, but she looks sharper. She looks sharp right now. They in the clinch, just a little sloppy fight right now. I don't know if they're taking a breather. So Scotty bouncing on her toes, doing her feints, throwing her jabs and getting out the way. She getting out, using her leg. Good L shape, see? Way faster hands, Eli Scott and the goddamn Romero. Romero might have some power, but she's just wild. So in the comment just said swinging wildly with the left hand. She just so it's getting ugly, man. They gonna risk a headbutt, and that's the end of another one. No, they only 2 minute rounds, so it go by kind of fast, man. I'm gonna try to find my stand so I can actually I don't have to hold the phone or whatever, unless I turn it on the TV. I might turn on the TV though. So I'm gonna take a little pause for the calls and try to get this TV set. Oh, put it on my big TV so I can call it and I can actually, I don't have to hold my phone for y'all. So play something. Salute the women's boxing.
Welcome to BodyWork.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. I'm telling you like it is, So again, this young lady done did everything I asked of, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. In old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to your
Welcome to BodyWork.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. I'm telling you like it is, So again, this young lady done did everything I asked of, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to your
Welcome to BodyWork.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. Hey. I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked of, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to your ladies.
Welcome to BodyWork.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. Hey. I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked of, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to your ladies.
Welcome to BodyWork.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. Hey. I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked her, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to your ladies.
Welcome to BodyWork.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. Hey. I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked her, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to your ladies.
Welcome to BodyWork.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. Hey, I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked her, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they...
Yeah, so I was trying to give you guys a better experience. So I had the phone hooked up, and I said, man, let me just go ahead and get the TV hooked up. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure that I don't... it's a little loud back there. Hopefully you can't hear that, but I'm going to give y'all a better experience as I watch these fights. So it's the start of the 9th round with Romero and Scottney. And let's see what's going on here. I had to get set up. My apologies. I really wanted to watch this fight. I didn't really see myself calling it, but you know, I'm gonna watch it and just talk about it as I watch it. Really waiting for the main event. But I like Scottney. She going to that body. I think it looked like Romero done tasted something that she don't like, because she's backing up now. They in the clinch. It get kind of ugly at times now. Romero getting admonished by the ref. So, and every time they break, Scottney come right back and try to dig to them ribs. Yeah. So yeah, we just watching these fights, man. We in the 9th, 35 seconds left. Romero on the retreat. Scottney, a nice 2-piece from Scottney. Nice 2-piece, and then a 1 jab, and then a hook from Scottney. Scottney trying to bring it on. She's swinging now. She got her in the retreat. A 1-1-2. And Scottney just working now. She's trying to win. She basically taking this round over, or showing that she's really dominating this round right here that I'm looking at. So, Scottney landed a nice right hand when they tried to exchange. Romero missed, and Scottney landed. Scottney earning her pay today. Notorious Jumbo Boxing. That's the best advertisement. That ring advertisement, man. You get something in the ring advertisement. You get something on the shirt, man. Everybody's watching the fight. Gotta look at it. That's brilliant. They just showing the highlights of Scottney going to the body. She's more elusive than Romero, man. She's just more sharper. Just more polished. So Scottney landed 79. Romero landed 66. They up in the 20s as far as percentage-wise. 1 out of 4. Final 2 minutes. Romero backing up with the jab. A 1-2. Scottney tried to do a straight left. Oh, she coming in with the hook with the right. Scottney is. Romero wrist with a jab to the body. So Scottney punched her way in with a 1-2, going back to the body and upstairs to the head. She going to that body head. She got that body on the right, head to the left. She gonna mix it up. Good right hand from Scottney. Got Romero on the retreat. She's shooting the jab. Scottney is. Romero still on the retreat. They tried to exchange. Scottney win that exchange with a straight right. Romero with a wild right hand land on the back of the head. A cupping kind of shot up. Oh, she tried to take her head off with that one, boy. Ramiro swinging for the fences, boy. I hope Scotty don't get caught with that because that thing looked like it was coming in hot. And Scotty just working that body. She working that body now. Now she going to the head a little bit. She just coming in with the ones and twos, man. Just being a DJ right now. Just coming in with the ones and twos. He's just coming in with the ones and twos. At will. They in the clinch now. It's getting ugly. 34 seconds left in the fight. Referee splits them up. Okay, who gonna take over his last 30 seconds? Scotty to the body. Ramiro. So now they in the clinch again. It's just getting ugly. I guess they deciding who won and lost. This is like a silent agreement right here when you don't want to bang out them last. Now 20 seconds left. Now they want to bang it out. Come on, bang it out for these 15. That's just a clinch. They banged a couple times and it's a clinch up. This is a silent agreement by Ramiro. She just want to clinch, get out of the fight without looking any. He's coming in wild now. Yeah, it was a silent agreement. That fight over. Ramiro holding up her hands like she won both hands, like she victorious, and Scott and the coach picked her up. So they lifting up Ramiro like she actually won. She got both hands up. But it's clear that Scotty was the cleaner, sharper puncher. Way more effective. Looked like Ramiro might have had some power. She just too wild with it. You can see it coming from a mile away. So, yeah, I'm just waiting for these fights, man. I would love to know what everybody think going to happen with Lomachenko. And then earlier this week, you know, the whole Pauly situation came up with Pauly and Bill Haney. And, you know, I think Pauly did good for himself. You know, and one thing about him is he was straight up. He admitted to what he, you know, was saying. And he also gave logic behind what he was saying. And, you know, Bill, of course, did his public service message and promoted his son. And I think Pauly still standing on the fact that he don't think Devin can beat Loma. Bill just want that saying that Devin said he wanted to just dissipate. It's crazy how when you talk about everybody else, you want the shit that you say off the record and nobody bring it up, but you don't want nobody else to say shit. That's just crazy. This is society we live in, man, and people just say, hey, yeah, he's right. Man, yeah, that's this. That's this is. That's this is. It's not that. That is not that. That's somebody speaking the truth, going over factual information, and somebody trying to get off the hook for some shit they done said. That's why you gotta be careful what you say. Not saying you can't, you know, rebound and recover from it. Because Pauly said some questionable things too. And if he was really talking about everything in concept, then we got to look at how Canelo, basically, when he went for Undisputed, people called that the European bum bashing tour. That's what everybody was calling it, the European tour. And Pauly was on record saying this is the age of the European. That's what's getting promoted. That's why all the pound for pound list is heavily dominated by Europeans or people that's outside of America. And that's what was being shown. Now, who's the best boxer? Who got the goods? If you're watching boxing, you already know who got the goods. It's a little bit of everybody. They about to render the judgment. All three. Yeah. Ellie Scottney won it. Unanimous. It was unanimous, man. I don't know what. I guess that was, you know, I see that a lot, man. But yeah, I think it is good for the women to actually stay positive and stay encouraged. But I actually see it a lot where it seemed like they'll be celebrating and acting as if they won, you know, and it's like, because I saw a lot of that on the championship weekend with Shields and with AB when we're talking about Marshall and Mayer. But you see that a lot, man, when people celebrate and they get lifted up and they have their arms up. Like sometimes when it's a draw and a drawish type fight, that might influence them. But on a fight like that, this was clear that Ellie Scottney, she was just a better technician, way more polished. And that pretty much showed, especially for 5-0. She can only get better. She got a big upside, huge upside. Look like she in good shape. And she can only build on this. So I think it was good. Good fight. Good fight. Good little scrap. Good little scrappy scrap. But to salute to everybody who came in the building, who in the building, you know, I don't know what might be on your boxing mind, but I'm here. I'm receptive. You know, I'm always open to different opinions and things like that. So if you have an opinion or something on your boxing mind, you might be able to come over here and get it off. You know, as long as you got some thick skin and we talk to each other with respect, there'll be no muting. You know, nobody actually, you know, stopping you from speaking and cursing you out. But if you disagree, I like having people who disagree with me. Sometimes I learn something, I learn different angles, I learn perspective, I gain insight from how they see it. Every now and again, I get a fact or something that I don't know. So it's all healthy for good boxing dialogue. So I welcome it. So you got something on your chest, you can come over here and make a mess as long as you clean it up. Body work. I wonder what light-skinned Jamaine gonna do, man. I wonder if he got a shot. I hope he upset the apple cart, man. If Jamaine Ortiz can knock, man, if Jamaine Ortiz knock Lomachenko out, would that be something? Would that be considered a cherry pick gone wrong, or everybody gonna elevate the status of Jamaine Ortiz? Because right now, Forbes got him a plus 900. Forbes got Jamaine Ortiz a plus 900, meaning you put $100 down, you're gonna get 9 back plus your 100, man. Those are the odds, man. What are they saying? What are they at? What is that an indication of? Do that mean that, do they think that Lomachenko won't win? You got to put down $2,000 to win $100 on Lomachenko. That's wild. I hope. There go Eddie Hearn. So he's saying that he expect Ellie to be mandatory for the IBF next. So you know, Eddie is a smooth talker, man. You trying to get her to mandatory. She should be the mandatory for the IBF. Ellie Scottney is. I know my man gonna be happy about that. He did a segment for Women's Boxing Wednesdays, and he talked about Ellie Scottney. We were talking about Shadeja this week, man. Shadeja, man. I think people are running away from that Shadeja. So we in between fights. They listening to the commentary, man. But what we got, man? We had some Ryan and Tank talks. You know, I don't even know why they keep entertaining that guy Ryan, even though Espinoza say that he was thinking everything's close and this and this and that, man. I'm just like, man, these negotiations, man. I don't know why, especially when it comes to these B-sides, man. These B-sides as of late, man, they running around like, you the B-side, come on in. The other thing is, when it comes to Oscar De La Hoya, I don't know how he keeps getting the benefit of the doubt. Because when it was said that Munguia was going to go try to fight Charlo and he was in the talks to try to make that deal, he was saying the zone, because they built Jaime Munguia, the zone need to be a part of this. And now You know, he can't seal the deal with Tank, and it's like it's always one of them things where he got to get. I'm like, why is everybody coming to PBC and expect PBC fighters to do that? When they have the bigger champion, when in these situations, they actually have the bigger champions, the more established champions, or the numbers. I don't get that. Why do Oscar always get off the hook? Now, Oscar, you know, I don't know what to say. He shelled Speedy Rashidi. He gave Blair the Flair a couple fights with Alexis Rojas. He took care of Alexis Rojas, especially after the loss to Rashidi. But I don't know why we give Oscar a big pass, man. We put a lot of pressure on, on PBC and them when they actually come over there to PBC requesting like halvesies and dibs. It's like, no, we already got this set up. You want my fighter to fight your fighter, then you know what I'm saying, this is how it's gonna go down. And they play that game, and everybody say they pick and choose when they want to talk about Oscar and hold his feet to the fire on that. I just see him negotiating with a lot of people, and then it really just wound up being in his own thing. And now he got JoJo back in the mix. Is it a tall task? Is it a tall task for JoJo against William Zepeda? We're going to see if all that veteran savviness, if he learned anything from Devin and the defense he has, and if his defense is more sharper, because William Zepeda, he does not play. That man like going to the basement early and often. And he's a pressure fighter. I joke around by the fact that he used to come in the ring with that beret on for a while. He used to rock that beret getting in the ring. It's like two dudes I seen doing that, man, and they were business, man. I mean, hey, that's like special forces or something. They showing Sky Nicholson right now. They interviewing Sky. She had 5 fights since March. Sky Nicholson. That's active right there. What if your favorite fighter was fighting 5 times since March? And we still in October. She basically talking about how when she signed with Eddie, she was basically, her position was she wanted to be busy. She wanted to go around the world. And she was just telling Eddie how much she loved fighting and stuff. So she's actually doing it big, man. 5 times since March. It was 5 paydays, 5 opportunities to demonstrate your skills and, ingratiate yourself with a different set of fans. Every time, that's more exposure. That's boxing skill development, because I doubt all of them fighters had the same exact skill. So can't ask for more than that. Well, I know her fans are ecstatic. Sky's talking about Amanda Serrano. They talking about how Dimitri Bivol and Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez go down on what, the 5th? Dillian White, Jermaine Franklin, November 26th, heavyweight contest. Juan Francisco Estrada, Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, WBC franchise. Josh Warrington against Luis Alberto Lopez, December the 10th for the IBF. Then Rahman Jr. versus Vitor Belfort on November the 19th. So, yeah, man, we just waiting on, some more fights to pop off and looking to see what's going on, looking to see what's going on. Let me go out here in these YouTube streets and see what's happening. Let's see. We're showing Zerto highlights. Montana Love versus Sparks. You got Floyd versus Deji. White versus Franklin. Let's peek through the tea leaves. Let's see. I'm going to try to see if I can get some more people to come through. But today, Taylor versus Carbajal. Katie Taylor was looking serious. You got Gil versus Martinez. So now all these people coming out, man, like talking about Bud now and posting how he, everything he's saying now. I'm like, where was y'all guys, man, in real time, man, when I was calling it out in real time? Man. That's crazy, man. Like, man, this society they love this hindsight of 2020 stuff, man. So let's see. They got Ebony Bridges up here now. Man, it's crazy right now. You kind of had some of the biggest. You kind of had some of the biggest Bud. Some of the biggest Bud fanning channels conveniently taking a break right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they all taking a break. They gonna come back right before Bud fight this Polynesian sauce, man. So we got content creators ducking reality and ducking the smoke when it comes to this, man. Bud should be proud of himself, man, with all this puppet master activity, man. He fooled a lot of people, man, with this. And people still don't want to give Earl no credit. People don't even want to empathize because I don't even think that they looked at it from the Derrick James angle and how he's the biggest. He missed the biggest opportunity, man, in this whole situation. So it's kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy. So they talking about Johnny Fisher and right now. I'm trying to see if I can get some more traffic. Let's see what I can do. Trying to look and see what I can do. I'm just so yeah, man. So I'm trying to get some traffic over here. Let's see. So another fighter getting ready to come out. I don't know how much long I'm gonna be doing this live, y'all. There's some things I wanted to capsize in on, man. I want to know, does anybody plan on making any money? Anybody plan on making any money off of Jamaine Ortiz tonight? Does anybody plan on making any money? Does anybody plan on making any money on Jamaine Ortiz? Because if he can slap Loma to sleep, man, you basically just say this is it's almost $1,000. You put down 100, you win the 900 plus your money back. So it's almost $1,000 bet. Those are some big odds, man. That means if he win, that's an upset. If that means that Loma would drop the ball based on them odds, and that's coming from Forbes, y'all. That's what I put out on the gram, man. That's coming from Forbes. So I'm curious to know. Super curious to know. Let me see if I can I'm gonna share the link one more place and see what I get. Let's see. Let me go to my groups. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and send it to my sports lounge group that I'll be in there. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just putting this post out, y'all. So I got that post out. And it's another fight getting ready to start. So we're gonna look at that. I'm not calling it, but I'm here, man, because I'm here because I wanna see what happens today. But I don't know how much longer I'm gonna continue with the live. I might wanna take some time out and get ready for the fights later on. So it's about to be a 6-rounder. About to be a 6-rounder. Dominique Musil, 7 victories, 4 losses. Yep, he's not indestructible. We know that. With 4 losses, man, that might mean you scheduled to go upside, get your head gone upside. Johnny Fisher, 6-0, 5 by knockout. The other guy had 5 too. So he was 7-4 with 5 knockouts, I believe. These big jokers look like they about to be slapping some leather. They get right into the ring. They get warmed up. They stretching. They about to ring the bell. They seconds out. You just said seconds out. They in the middle of the ring posturing with the jabs right now. Nice little exchange. I think Fisher a little bit faster with the hands. You can see that right off the top. Fisher going to that bread basket with that jab. That lead jab. Well, a wild overhand right. I don't know if it was a clash of heads or he got caught flush, but Musil was hurt. Fisher going to his body with a left hook. And this guy Musil is locking up and clinching already because he got hurt. He's looking a little bit sluggish. He's trying to show that he's still in this fight. It's 2 minutes left in this fight. Right off the top, it just looked like a talent disparity, man. I told you, Buddy already got taken down 4 times. So yeah, at 11th up, ooh, a double right upside the head, boy. Fisher went upside the right side of his head, knocked his whole equilibrium off. 7, 8. So yeah, he got together at 8. Fisher coming in, the right hand, 2 right hands to the head, boop, bop. Another one down. Another one went down. It's crazy, man. Where do they be finding these cats? Ooh. He went to the body with the right. He coming swinging everything, man. Right hand uppercut, stood him up. Right hand to the top of the head, equal him. Right hand to the side of the head, another right to the head. Right, all rights to the side of the head. And the referee says no mas. The referee said I gotta stop. He was going upside that man's head, man. He slapped that man silly, boy. That man got hit upside the head. Like, why you treating me like this? The referee was like, all right, man, enough is enough. So Fisher came out and made a statement against Musil, man. Came out with the orange and black. And when he pounded on him, man, he just kept swinging, man. He kept swinging and connecting, man. He just got him hurt and finished him off, man. Showed that he didn't deserve to be in there with him. So he was 6-0 with 5 KOs. Now he's 7-0 with 6 KOs. Fisher is. So I guess they building him to be something. Yeah, man. I mean, that fight was short and sweet. He put a bow on it real quick. He put a bow on that fight real quick, man. Fisher said, look, I'm not going to be playing with you. We got 6 rounds. The only thing about Fisher I didn't like is his shorts could have been a little bit bigger, man. You're a big man, brother. You should have had some bigger shorts, man. But no, I'm just playing. To each his own. I guess they trying to bring that style back. I'm not going to be having no ball bleeders on. You can see the side of my thigh. Well, they rocking and rolling over there. They got their beverages over there. I can't even have no beverages, man. I'm on call. So at any point, I can be like, oh shoot, I gotta go. If they call me, but I say, hey, if I'm here, I'm gonna watch the game. I'm gonna watch the fight. So that's why I'm here. But I think I'm just going to enjoy this fight. You know, I'm just going to enjoy this fight coming up. I'm gonna get ready. Shout out to everybody who comes in. I want to thank you. My subscribers, they come in spurts and they come in times. But as the tide of boxing changes and the conversation around boxing changes, I notice there's always an influx on my channel. You know, if you subscribe to my channel, that means you appreciate the truth. You have an open mind, you know, and that you actually like boxing, the X's and O's, not the drama surrounding the boxing, and not the gossip, and not the salaciousness. You actually enjoy, you know, defense. You enjoy head movement. You enjoy skillful combinations. You enjoy ring generalship. You enjoy like looking at boxing numbers and style matchups, and you don't necessarily have. You can have favorite fighters, but you can see the dangers or the perils, and you can also see the strengths and as well as the weaknesses in the fighters that you like, and you have a realistic approach. If you subscribe to the channel, I would like to think that you know that boxing is a business, which is something that's understood, i.e., a given to an equation, and you understand why certain fights don't happen, you know, but you keep the same energy. You know, I noticed that the people that subscribe to this channel, they keep the same energy. I want to thank everybody who subscribed to the channel. This channel is built on all of the things, the people that I have that actually support me, you know, morally, and help me with like anything I need to actually, you know, production wise and how I actually make videos and how I do it. I have help in that department, but this channel is built on the concepts and ideas of one person and one individual. Not any other organization, not anybody else that can take credit for anything that I do over here or anything that's going on. Not one. You know, an individual free thinker, open to collaborating, open to having healthy dialogue about boxing, but just being real. You know what I'm saying? And being able to admit when you're wrong, because I can do that. I've done it a couple times when I was wrong in regards to my picks, in regards to my perspective on certain boxers. I can do that because I know that people can change. So if people can change, people's opinions can change. You know, this is entertainment for me. I'm just a diehard boxing fan. That's just like the Creed. When I was a casual, I thought as a casual. I spoke as a casual. And I looked at boxing as a casual. But when I became a hardcore, I put away all those childish things. You know what I'm saying? All those casual things. And I give who I am, which is Michael Rogers. And I say thank you and welcome to BodyWork Boxing. But anyways, like your support. Sharing the video is like the ultimate compliment. But subscribing to the channel lets me know, you know, that it's something you like. And maybe, you know, it might not be on the live, but you might not like all the content. But I have easy listening content, like according to my old head, where we talk about boxing across eras and present and through his lens as an upstanding double retired citizen who's, you know, who don't make content, but he follows and watch boxing. Matter of fact, he's coming over today. We're going to have some wings and we're going to watch all the rest of the fights this evening. We're going to have a good time. He comes over, you know, on a regular basis and we talk about boxing. He tell me about what's on his boxing mind and who he like and who he's checking for and what he see. I tell him from my perspective, you know, as a fan and as a creator and what's going on out here. And he knows as well because he has a couple channels that he tell me about that he like to watch. So you know, we vibe and everything, but it's all about boxing, man. Die-hard boxing fan. Again, thank you for everybody who took time out your day to look at the video. Thank you if you actually took time out to subscribe, because like I've been saying, even before I really grew and everything, like my shirt say, all subscribers matter. Oh, because for some reason or not, you chose to like my channel. I appreciate you once again. Here at BodyWork Boxing, where we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.